Welcome back to Car Show 1, the place where automotive history and passion come alive. If you're a fan of cars that defined eras, cars that carried luxury, performance, and timeless design, you've landed at the right spot. Today, we are going back to the early 1990s, a time when Mercedes-Benz was building vehicles with unmatched craftsmanship and precision. We're diving deep into one of the most iconic roadsters ever produced, a car that remains a symbol of elegance and engineering excellence, the 1993 Mercedes-Benz SL from the legendary R129 generation. When you hear the letters SL, they immediately conjure images of open-top driving, long coastal roads, and that blend of refinement and power that only Mercedes could achieve. The SL lineage began back in the 1950s with the legendary 300 SL Gullwing, a car that put Mercedes on the sports car map. By the time the R129 generation arrived in 1989, the SL had already become a symbol of success and sophistication. But the R129 took everything to another level. This was a car designed not just to be beautiful, but to be a technological tour de force for its era. The 1993 model sits right at the heart of the R129's production years, showcasing Mercedes' design philosophy of understated elegance. Walk up to a 1993 SL, and the first thing you notice is the car's timeless proportions. The long hood, short rear deck, and low-slung stance give it that classic roadster look, but with a distinctly modern, almost sculpted presence for the time. The bodywork is clean and aerodynamic, with just enough sharp edges to make it look purposeful without being aggressive. It's not flashy, it's sophisticated. The kind of car that turns heads not by shouting, but by whispering luxury and confidence. One of the defining features of the R129 SL was its design by Bruno Sacco, the legendary Mercedes stylist responsible for many of the brand's most iconic cars. Sacco believed in what he called horizontal homogeneity, a philosophy where Mercedes cars shared a cohesive design language across the lineup. The SL reflected this perfectly. The rectangular headlights, the wide grille with the central three-pointed star, the subtle flares of the wheel arches, all these details tied the SL into the Mercedes family while still giving it a unique presence as a flagship roadster. Under the hood, the 1993 SL offered several powertrain options, depending on the market and trim. At the entry point, there was the SL 280, powered by a smooth inline-six engine. Moving up, you had the SL 320 and the SL 500, with the latter packing a 5.0-liter V8 that delivered a silky balance of power and refinement. And at the top of the lineup sat the SL 600, with its mighty 6.0-liter V12, producing effortless thrust and unmatched prestige. The 1993 SL 500 was perhaps the sweet spot for many buyers, delivering around 322 horsepower and a level of performance that made it both quick and composed, capable of sprinting from 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds, serious performance for the time. But the SL was never just about speed. What truly set the R129 apart was the way it blended performance with technology and safety. This was one of the first production cars to feature an automatic roll bar that would deploy in milliseconds if the car detected a rollover. That kind of forward-thinking engineering was groundbreaking in the early 1990s. The SL also came with electronically adjustable dampers, traction control, and advanced anti-lock brakes, making it one of the safest and most advanced roadsters of its era. The driving experience of the 1993 SL is something that remains special even today. Behind the wheel, you feel cocooned in a cabin that is both luxurious and driver-focused. The seating position is low and commanding, the dashboard is clean and functional, and every control has that classic Mercedes solidity. Close the doors, and they shut with a bank vault-like thump. Turn the key, and the engine, whether it's the inline-six, the V8, or the V12, comes to life with a refined growl. On the road, the car feels stable, composed, and supremely confident. It's not a razor-sharp sports car in the vein of a Porsche 911, but it was never meant to be. The SL was designed to cover long distances in comfort and speed, to provide a grand touring experience with the option of top-down motoring whenever the mood struck. Speaking of the top, the R129 was famous for its roof system. Every SL came standard with a fully automatic convertible soft top, a feature that was highly advanced at the time. Additionally, the car included a removable hardtop, turning it into a true coupe during the winter months. The hardtop even had integrated rear defrosters, making it practical as well as stylish. The flexibility of being both a coupe and a convertible made the SL an all-season luxury car, something few competitors could match. Inside, the SL exuded Mercedes luxury of the era. Leather upholstery, wood trim, and high-quality plastics gave the cabin a timeless feel. The seats were designed for long-distance comfort, with power adjustments and memory functions. Optional features included heated seats, a premium sound system, and even early versions of navigation in later years. But perhaps the most impressive thing about the R129 interior was how solid and durable it felt. Even decades later, many examples still feel as tight and well built as the day they left the factory. Culturally, the R129 SL became a status symbol in the 1990s. It was the car of choice for celebrities, athletes, and business moguls. You'd see it in movies, music videos, and parked outside luxury hotels. Owning a 1993 SL meant you had arrived. It was a car that combined wealth, taste, and success in a way few others could. Yet it wasn't ostentatious. Unlike some of its flashier competitors, the SL maintained a sense of restraint. It was elegant, not excessive. Over time, the R129 SL has earned a reputation as one of the most reliable and desirable classic Mercedes models. The 1993 versions, in particular, benefit from being early enough to carry the pure design language of the era but modern enough to avoid some of the maintenance pitfalls of older classics. Enthusiasts today admire these cars for their blend of analog driving feel with just enough modern technology to make them usable daily. In terms of collectability, the SL 500 and SL 600 have become especially sought after. The V8 models offer the best balance of performance, while the V12 cars, with their effortless power, carry an aura of exclusivity. Well-preserved examples with low mileage are starting to climb in value, as more enthusiasts recognize the R129 as a future classic. It represents an era when Mercedes was at the peak of its engineering might, building cars with little concern for cost-cutting or shortcuts. Driving a 1993 SL today still feels special. The ride is supple, the steering has a reassuring weight, and the engine delivers smooth, linear power. Put the top down, and you're greeted with the kind of open-air driving experience that never gets old. Put the hardtop on, and you have a refined coupe that can cross continents in comfort. Few cars offer that kind of versatility, especially with the level of style and prestige the SL carries. The legacy of the R129 SL is undeniable. It set the benchmark for luxury roadsters and influenced generations of convertibles that followed. Even modern SLs owe much of their DNA to the foundations laid by the R129. But there's something uniquely charming about the 1993 model year. It sits at the perfect intersection of classic design, analog character, and modern technology. For those who own one, the 1993 Mercedes SL R129 isn't just a car, it's a companion for life's journeys. It represents a time when Mercedes built cars to last forever, when luxury was about substance rather than just features, and when driving was as much about the experience as it was about the destination. And that's why, more than 30 years later, the 1993 Mercedes-Benz SL R129 still commands respect, admiration, and desire. It's not just a car, it's a statement. A statement of class, of engineering brilliance, and of timeless appeal. Thank you for joining us here on Car Show 1 as we celebrated the beauty, performance, and history of the 1993 Mercedes SL R129. If you enjoyed this journey back to one of Mercedes' finest roadsters, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow car enthusiasts. We've got many more legends, both classic and modern, to explore. Until next time, keep driving with passion and never forget, the best cars are more than machines, they're memories in motion.